All right, let's get started. So today we're joined by Keya Murthy once again. Some of you may remember her from a recent episode we did a few weeks ago, but I wanted to invite her back on to allow her to express herself and her truth with us today. I admire her as a soul, a teacher, and a leader, so I wanted to provide her with a space needed to share with us what's been on her mind. So, Keya, welcome back.
Thank you. This is a very surprise conversation with barely any notice. And when I share, I just open my mouth, and those who believe in God, God speaks through me. And those who don't believe in God, whatever needs to use my voice to speak in human language, right now the language is English, flows through my vocal cords. That's how I will say it.
Well, I can honor that. I can definitely honor that. So the reason that I wanted to have you on, that I reached out to you, is because you have flooded my social media in the past few days. I guess you were speaking in regards to some events that you foresee coming towards us in the near future. I guess I only received little bits and pieces, so you kind of left me wondering. So I guess my question to you is, what do you know that we don't?
Well, Sunflow, the truth is, we all know, but we want to be blind to it. We want to be deaf to it. We don't want to know. Like when you know somebody doesn't love you, you don't want to hear that. No, 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 no. She still loves me. Oh, he still cares about me. It's like that. So, whatever is going on now in the world, whatever is going on now in the United States, whatever is going on in the oceans, whatever is going on in the air, there are people who will come up with logical reasons, like A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, and will go all the way from alpha to omega. And then there are people who will, and I'm saying people because I don't believe, okay? This is what we have been told, that man is God's best creation. We are the highest form of intelligence, although there are higher forms of intelligence compared to the 3D human. But still, just for the sake of our conversations, those who are in fear and are losing faith, I am talking about them, is those of us, we can call them the 1%, the 2%, 20%, okay? People know that how to read in between the lines, how to listen to the silence in between the words, where, how to read in between the gaps. Because when you think of meditation, what is meditation? Meditation is there's an inhalation, and then you hold that breath within your body. There's a gap. And then there's an exhalation. And then what do? You don't rush to take the next in breath. There's a pause. So in between that inhalation and exhalation, and in between that exhalation and inhalation, that is where you are alive. That is where life exists. That is where you know who you are. That is where the truth speaks to you, comes through you. And people who are in the beginner stage will want to verify. Oh, did you have this? Do you know this? So everybody's looking for someone like me. Everyone is looking for someone like me. Like you are looking for people like you. I'm looking for people like me. Everybody's looking like others like them, because we want this cross reference and we want external validation. That's where we are. One of the things that happened, I'm just going to jump into the story. A few months ago, I was in Sedona, and I come from California. So the Uber driver, she found out I'm from California, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know what to think of you." Really, literally. She came to pick me up from the hotel and take me to the venue. And she's like, "I don't know what to think of you." And I'm like, "Ooh, I'm so interested now. Tell me more." And we went on, and all it was her talking and me listening. Then I go on one of those Jeep rides. And the guy's like, and it was like a group ride because I was by myself. And he asked the other people, where are you from? And they said they're from Texas. Oh, and he had to say all these wonderful things. And then he asked me, where am I from? I said, I'm from California. And he said the same words. I don't know what to think of you. So it was so interesting. I'm like, oh, tell me more. And people went on and on. So one of the theory floating out around is that there will be a tsunami and California will be part of the ocean and Sedona is going to be the ocean front. And, you know, I was just listening because who am I, right? I'm not here to ruffle up any feathers. And what came up for me was that people in power also live in fear. And I thought that people, and this was a naive thing, I thought like everybody wants power because they feel they don't have power. But come to think of it, people who don't have power fight to have the power. And when they have the power, now they are afraid of losing the power. So there's always fear, always struggle. It's like a never ending saga until you choose individually, you, my friend, me, myself, and our listener right now, unless you choose to step out of the power. And this morning, I was talking to a friend of mine, a very, very dear friend of mine. We spoke for 2.5 hours this morning, and she lives on the East Coast in Florida. And I was telling her that between now and September 11th, okay, because there's so much going on, there are people who will be out in the front fighting with bats and sticks, with stones and sticks. Okay, they are the soldiers. They are the first responders. That is the role for them in this lifetime. And then there are people like us. I was telling her, she and I, and so many light workers who just work in the shadow. They are the divine ones, who are in touch with their divinity, who are into oneness, who are not into oneness. They own their light. We are the generals, we are the warriors. We lay low. This is not our time to come out and do anything foolish and get stomped on, because that has happened in many lifetimes. And now that we have reincarnated, come back, returned to this planet, as let's own who we are. Yes, we are light workers, and we don't live in fear. We live in light, we live in love, but let us not get stupid. Let's not go out there and get dragged and pulled into the drama of whatever is going on. Because the stage has been set for a battle, the stage has been set for a war. America is no longer, the United States is no longer the prized nation where people, the dream nation where people come, home of the brave and land of the free. No, it's no longer. Brave means brave. Brave doesn't mean stupid. So I know I'm going off on a big, you gave me the stage and I'm just like spilling over here. But I want those who are the light workers out there right now, shine the light while sitting on your cushion. Yes, like the samurai, you carry water and you chop the wood. You do your laundry and you do your taxes. You grow your food and you eat your food and you share it with whoever you're sharing space with. But that's about it. Don't do anything else. Don't do anything that will take the life out of your human body and you have to reincarnate again for another lifetime. Don't do that, because human life is so precious and human beings are so powerful. But human beings can also get caught up in the drama and lose focus of why they incarnated in this lifetime.
How would you explain a light worker? how would someone identify themselves as potentially being a light worker?
Those who are, they know, and those, the wannabes, they're the wannabes. Because, so here's what I've, yes, the wannabes are the wannabes. So here is something I'll tell you. A healer has many stages. First, it's the wounded healer. Okay, these are the people who call themselves the empath. When someone is hurting, they hurt along with the one who's hurting. Because I have gone through that stage. It's very familiar with me, to me. So there's the wounded healer. Then there's the healing healer. Then there's the healed healer. And then there's the awakened healer. So when you are on your awakening journey, you're not the awakened one yet. And true awakening happens by you becoming the container of the light that you are bringing forth. It's not like you go on an ayahuasca journey and you have this great vision, and where is your container that through which you will shine the light? You leave the light behind in that space where the shamans were holding space for you to experience your light. You just come back with an ego of, hey, I did this and this is who I am. But if you look at the old nations, like if you talk about Zen, it is a culture that is thousands of years old. We can sit with a Zen teacher, we can sit with a Zen master, we can practice some of their practices, but are we practicing that 24/7 in our life? No. We live in America. We wear shirt and pant. We wear a blouse and a skirt. We wear our high heels. We wear our makeup. Put on our sunglasses. We wear our contacts, drive our car, go to work, come back, eat our burgers, eat our pizzas, drink our wine, have our beer. No. If you want to call yourself Zen, you have to live the life of Zen. It has to be part of your DNA. So it's the same way. So when we have these Native American healers, the people of the land, and Mexico has like millions of them, the United States has millions of them, Latin America has millions of them. It is who they are through generations. You can't take that away from them. But we step into their world and we have a little bit of experience, and they give us a glimpse of what it really means to own our light. And we come back and we think like, oh, I'm the big champion now. No, you're just a saleswoman. You're just a salesman. You are not them.
Do you believe that we are here to save the world?
No, no. We are here only for our own evolution. To remember, last time, remember told you, you are here to remember who you are. So you are the being of light. Okay, Senflo. You are here to stay in that awareness that you are a being of light. You're not here to save the world. You are here to shine your light. And whoever sees their path because of the light you are shining, for as long as they are on the path, that's all. That's your grace. That's your grace that you shine your light on the path, and someone else sees your light and finds their path. Does that make sense? We are not here to save the world. There's nothing wrong with the world. The world is perfect. Human beings will leave and the world will be perfect. The earth will be perfect. It's us humanities who are muddled up in our ego, in our delusion, in our greed, in our anger, in our rage, that brings about all the commotion and the chaos. And chaos is part of the three-dimensional reality, because three-dimensional reality is all about a land of opposites. There's night, there's day, there's summer, there's winter, there's autumn, there's spring. There's wealth, there's poverty, there's the male and the female. The male and the female are separated in 3 dimensions. But in higher dimensions, there is no separation between masculine and feminine. We are all one. You are me, I am you. And our listener is you, and you are our listener. We are all one. In higher dimensions, there's only oneness. But in the three-dimensional world, there is the separation. So while being in this three-dimensional world, remember who you are.
For those that may be on a specific path,
Mm-hmm,
one that maybe we have walked through ourselves,
mm-hmm.
what is that desire to save the world, right? Is that something that comes
Ego.
natural to?
No, it's ego.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
it's it's 100% ego. Is the world asking you to be saved? No, the world is beating to its own rhythm. The dolphins are fine, the whales are fine, the sequoias are fine, the land is fine, the mountains are fine, the rivers are fine. Everything is in sync with source, with nature. No one is asking you to be saved. But yes, we have created a mess. And in this mess, if you want to be of service, you are not here to save anyone, you are here to serve. And in your state of service, go with humility and ask, may I help you? How may I help you? That is service. That's not saving. Saving is such a super loaded word. I am here to save you. Save yourself.
What do you see coming in, I guess, the next few months or years in terms of our day to day? Like for those that are in control that may have their agenda, what is your, what is, I guess, your sense of
No
what
one,
may
no one,
come?
no one is in control. When you think someone is in control, it's you giving your power away. No one is in control. I told you when I began this conversation, the people who are out there wanting for California to be flooded, so Arizona has ocean side. Do you think they are in control? They are living in extreme fear and delusion. And I love those people. And these people were so nice to me and so kind to me. And you know, this is what they said to me. Not one person, many told me, Keya, when the ocean rises, drive and come over. I will have a place for you. Some said they would give me their couch. Some said they had a room for me. Some said they would, if I came with a car, they would have a place on their land for me to park. And they even had a vehicle. They said, there's a bed in it. You can stay there. Nice people, kind people, generous people, loving people, but in fear. Do you believe they are bad people? No, they're not bad people. Are they
Well,
looking to be saved?
there appears to be some that may have control of some kind of game that is, I guess, forced upon us in a sense. Would you not say that that may have some truth to it?
No, I don't believe in that. And here's what I will tell you. In the three-dimensional world, there are a few laws that govern us. One of them is the law of impermanence. Anything that begins has to end. Anything that begins will end. It's a law of nature. It's not my law. It's not your law. It's not a man-made law. Law of impermanence is a universal law. Anything that is born will die. Anything that has a beginning will end. So even this is going to end. America was a superpower, and now we do not feel that strong. We do not feel like a superpower, number one. There's another law. It's called the law of causalities. You know, there was the word and the word was God, you know, the Big Bang. Okay, there's the space and time. The three things needed for anything to be created. One is space, one is time, and one is causation. There's a cause for anything. So when the three things collide, then there's creation. Without causation, there cannot be creation. So every cause has an effect, and that effect is the cause for the next effect. So it's a chain reaction. So if you believe somebody is in power, you are deluding yourself to believe that somebody is in power. You have the power over your life. You have the power over your reality, and you will claim it when you remember who you are, that you are a being of light. Your child is your child in this lifetime. In another lifetime, maybe they were your child, maybe they were not your child, maybe they were your parent, maybe they were your friend, maybe they were your lover, maybe they were your brother, whatever. So the relationship has changed. That means the dynamics has changed. Like you and I know for a fact, are connected from another lifetime. Okay. So the dynamics was different. And now, when the timing was right in space and time and causation, we connected again. And this is how you will connect with everyone. And people who come in your life and you don't care, and they don't care and you move on, it's like you guys are not part of the same soul tribe, not part of the same soul family. You do not have a soul contract with each other. And that's fine. So no one has power over you. Only you have power over you.
Is there a fine line between believing that you are divinely guided and divinely protected
Mhm.
versus well prepared?
Yes, you have to be prepared. You don't do anything stupid. I'll tell you a simple thing. Okay, simple story I'll tell you. A few weeks ago in America, where I live, not where, I mean, in fact, exactly where I live, 10 feet from my doorstep, 10 feet from my doorstep, somebody got picked up by ICE. Okay. And it was in the morning at 6:24. Like this guy was just crossing the road to go to work and he got picked up. And it was like, and then at 10 o'clock, my son is texting me, Mom, there's a raid, there's a raid in our farm, in the farm, and so much hullabaloo went around, okay? And it went on till 1:30 in the morning because the people who got hurt, they were taken to the hospital. And then in the hospital, okay, all this drama was going on. And 2 days later, because once a month on Saturday, I go to my temple and I sit the whole day at the temple. So I'm there like around 8:30, 8:45, and I stay there till 4:15, 4:30. So it's a day of silence, a day of retreat. I follow the 8 precepts, and a few of us, we are there with our teacher. And it was a warm day, okay? And normally I never lock my door in my car. I don't lock the door of my house because I'm like, who's going to come? And even if they come, what are they going to take? So I don't believe in any of that. I have never been a person who believes in lock and key. But and I don't lock the door. And because it's hot, because when I return into the car, like, 8, 9 hours later, I don't want to get into an oven. So I keep the windows always rolled down. So at least the outside breeze will keep the inside of the car, the temperature that it is outside. But that day, I rolled up my windows and shut the car completely and I locked the doors. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Would you say
somebody
that you
saw.
were,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Please
No, because
continue.
some no, because somebody saw a brown woman come in, a brown woman leave. And there are miscreants because now they feel like they have the power. They just want to have a laugh or they just want to do something because they don't know. They might think I'm Mexicana, and okay, let's throw something into her car or let's do something. So I'm not going to be that stupid. But I was thinking like, when I'm doing this, I'm like, yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't want to come out of a retreat and have to call my insurance company and call the cops. Who are the cops now? No one has time for me. For a brown woman who lost her car or her car got burnt or her car got towed or her car got stolen. No, I'm not going to be stupid. When I come out, I want my car over here. Sure, it'll be hot. I'll roll down the windows, stand outside for 5 minutes, and then I'll drive the car home. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
you're still in charge of your life. You are still not going to do anything stupid.
yeah, I think there's a divine beauty in preparing yourself, however you feel that you're called to prepare.
Mhm.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not going to go out and
Absolutely.
just have, 5 years of rice, right? Um,
No, no.
you had mentioned that I guess maybe we should expect chaos to occur these next few months.
Isn't it already
What?
on? Yeah. Don't we already have chaos going on? See, I'll tell you. Okay, in the planetary. Okay, so when we look at our solar system, we have personal planets. I'm going to talk astrology now. We have personal planets and we have outer planets. So the personal planets is Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars. Okay, these are our personal planets. Jupiter is an in-between planet because Jupiter affects us for a year. Okay, and Saturn affects us for like 2 years, 2 years and a little bit more. Okay, 2 years and some change in a few months. And outer planets are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These planets affect us for like 20 years, 80 years, things like that. Okay. So it doesn't affect you individually, although it does because of the aspects, but it does affect all of humanity, all of the planet, all of consciousness on planet Earth. Okay. So the three planets right now, okay, like yesterday, Jupiter and Venus got together, which means what? You and I are having these conversations. All friends are gathering together. People who love each other, people who believe in each other, people who trust each other are gathering together. Mars, okay, it is the warrior planet. So everybody's feeling this angst. I need to do something. I need to do something. Mars was in Leo. Okay, so Leo is all fire. Leo is the great leader. Leo is the great lover. Mars was in Leo. Mars went into Virgo. And what is Virgo? Virgo is the doer. Let me do my spreadsheet. Let me make my points. Let me get into the nitty gritty because Virgo is an earth sign. Okay. Let me cross my T's and dot my I's and let me take care of the details. Let me take care of the essentials. This is what. So we are all into that. You and I, even you are like, I want to know more. Let's have this conversation. Let's get into the details. So the war, action, Mars is an action planet. And the three external planets, like last time we were in this space when Pluto was in the same space where it is now, there was a French Revolution. We are in the same space. Causation, space, and time. Imagine the French lost their monarchs. Exact same space where it is right now, because I told you it takes 200 years, right? Pluto is so far out. People, astronomers did not even know that something like Pluto existed. But they always saw that, once in a while Neptune gets funny. Like, what's going on? Why does it get funny? Oh, because it gets into the energy field of Pluto. And now the two of them are dancing together. And what is Neptune? Neptune is the sea god, right? It's our dreamland. It's our subconscious. Like here we had a tsunami, almost had a tsunami, thanks to the text my son sent me that I could stop it. And I'm not saying that I stopped it. I'm sure there are other light workers too who worked with me. I just don't know who they are in person. And I was talking to my friend and she was saying like Florida, like she's in St. Petersburg, and it's like it was raining so hard when she was doing the 8/8 ceremony, the Lionsgate portal ceremony. She had 25 people in her space and it was raining so hard that, what do you call it, the thing that takes the pipes on your roof that take the water out. Now I'm forgetting the words. It
The
fell, it
gutters.
crashed. Yes. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, water is crazy. And then guess what, Uranus, they're all aligned. Uranus is creativity, is our eccentricity, it's electricity, it's ideas, it's inspiration. So you want to go crazy? Let's go crazy. That's what's happening right now. So these three are going to stay together, three buddy buddies, our unconscious mind, the water energy, uh, Pluto, the depths of our unconsciousness, and Uranus, our craziness, our wild side. They're all being buddies and they're all going to be sitting together, playing in the skies, the outer planets. And this is not just affecting the United States, affecting the whole world, all of humanity, all the oceans, all the waters until September 13th.
How do you think that the positions of those planets affect us, like in a physical
Oh my,
sense?
Oh, my dear. Oh, my dear. Okay. There are two ways. Okay. One is the victim. Oh, I can't do anything about it. And then there are the non-believers. Oh, that doesn't matter. It's just my boil over here. It's too hot over here. That's why I'm having a boil over here. Oh, there was a tsunami, and so the house got flooded and it got washed away. No, but a light worker stepped in and said, no, 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 no. The ocean is not going to rise, because the ocean was going to rise 3 feet, and it did rise. But the reason tsunami was going to happen is because it was going to rise during a high tide, and high tides and low tides are cyclical. Every 6 hours, the tides change. In 6 hours there'll be a high tide. In 6 hours there'll be a low tide. In 6 hours there'll be a high tide, and in 6 hours there will be a low tide. And it happens throughout. As long as the Earth existed, the tides have this rhythm. Okay, like 12-hour days, and high tide is 6 hours. So when it is going to rise by 3 feet, a lot of houses are going to be affected by that. And I'm like, wait, no, guess what? The ocean still rose, and it was a low tide. So there was no tsunami. The tsunami was stayed in the waters. It did not hit the land.
What
Create
is the
whatever it is we want
Lionsgate?
in our life. Yeah, what's the Lion's Gate?
Yeah, you had mentioned earlier Lionsgate portal, and this is something, that is thrown around, every so often. We have this portal, that portal. What does that mean?
Stars and planets get aligned. Okay, so there's the Sirius. Sirius is the star. Like sun is our star. Sirius is not. So that some call it, like the ancient Egyptians, they called it our spiritual sun. Like there are three suns that affect us. One is the sun, which is in your solar plexus. It is your metabolism. It's your fire within. Okay, that helps you digest your food, that helps you feel nervous, that helps you feel very brave and strong. Okay, your core is that core. Okay, then there's a sun in the sky from which the entire solar system came, the earth. If the sun doesn't shine, then what happened. The dinosaurs went extinct because a meteor came and landed in Mexico, and everything just went up into the air, and there was no sunlight for a few months or years, and the dinosaurs went extinct. Okay, we have proof of all of this that happened. So everybody, why are you in Florida? Why don't you live in New York? You want the sun, you don't want the cold, right? Everybody wants that. And then there's Sirius. So the earth, the sun, which is our closest star, and Sirius are aligned at this time. So today is the last day when that alignment is going, because when you take three dots and they are aligned, so you can actually take a pen and draw a line across the three, and it will be one straight line. And it doesn't happen just for one day, but 8/8 is when it peaks, the 8th of August every year. And so when you have this planetary positioning, those who know, like the Egyptians who knew, they did certain ceremonies, to harness that power into their being, and carry it with them for the sake of humanity, for the sake of their community, and definitely for themselves. So they can help those who are seeking to be lifted, to be healed, to be cured, to find direction, to find their calm, have it.
For those who don't have a specific or don't know of a specific ritual that would activate whatever occurs during those portal time frames, is it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like a placebo effect that allows them maybe the permission to get into that power and maybe believe something outside of themselves? Does it still have any effect whether you do the ritual or not?
Yes, everything affects everything. Everything affects everything. But here is the thing. If you don't know what to do with it, it is just another day. But if you know what to do with it, you step up your game. You become stronger because you are more one with who you are. Just think of a game, like I have heard, okay, and I don't know much about this thing. Like in a football in America, the American football, not the world football, which is called soccer, but the world football is the real football because there we use our feet, but American football is called football. I have heard, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, or one of our listener, they can send me a text and say like, Keya, you're wrong. I have heard that there are players who stay on the bench for their entire career. They never go in and play because they are kept over there. Because if the main players are hurt, then the second in command will go. And if something happens to the second in, then the third in command will go. So there are some players who never get to play, but they are part of the NFL team, whatever team they are in. But they always sit on the bench. And it has happened that there are players who have never gotten on the field and played, but who are a player and they draw a salary. So it's the same way. When we are here, it affects everybody, but there are some who can do something about it, and there are others who can bask in that light and say like, okay, something happened, and there are some who will be completely oblivious to it. So there will be players in the field who will always be sitting on the bench, but at least they had the luxury of being a human. They enjoyed the life of being a human, and depending on which nation they were born and in which time they were born, they either had a good life or not a very good life. But it's all part of the drama we call life, or the dream that we can build from this life.
Speaking of drama, I guess you had mentioned that these next few weeks and months,
Mm-hmm.
less is more. Would you like to
Mm-hmm.
expand on what that means?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Very good question. Okay, I didn't even know that you were paying attention. I'm sure you were. That's a bad joke. Okay. So I'll tell you, less is more. This is when the saying less is more. Because think about it. What do we really want? All human beings, and we talked about this in our last conversation, but what does anyone want? They want love, they want peace, right? And that the word that when you put love and peace together, it is the oneness. But most people don't know about oneness, so let's not talk about that. They just want love, they want peace. Now, if you have stuff to do, stuff to take care of, it's too much. And because it's too much, guess what happens? You don't have peace. And you have no time to, yeah, yeah, I know she loves me. Oh, yeah, I know I love myself. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. But we don't have time to relish the yumminess of love. But if you don't have stuff, you have time. You can sit with yourself and just love yourself. You can sit with yourself and experience the peace around you. But if there's chaos, there is clutter, there is commotion, it's like, oh, where's the love, right? Where's the peace? So the less stuff you have, more space you have, more less things you have to do, more time you have for yourself. And then, of course, there's more peace. And because there is more peace, you experience more love. Your wife loves you, you love your wife, but how much time do you have to spend with each other in that, like, honey, you are here for me and I'm here for you, and let's just sit quiet? No, I need to do something, I need to do something, I need to do something. And suddenly there's a kid and the doorbell rings and there's a bill to pay and whatever else, and then suddenly you are old and you're like, what happened? So less is more. Less things to do, less things to take care of, more time to enjoy love, more time to have peace.
How would you, I guess, what would you recommend to a person that maybe is a bit fearful for the events that may be coming towards us in the short term?
Okay, you choose. How is your fear serving you? Yes, you will roll up your windows and you will lock your doors. Yes, be smart, don't be stupid. But truly, are you doing that because you are fearful, or are you doing that because you are being proactive? There are people who love to save because for the rainy day. Okay, and I'll talk about the rainy day. Oh, what are they called? The doomsday. You know, I'm going to save water, and I'm going to save the batteries, and when I have seen these videos and I have heard this will, and I have all these guns, I'm like, okay, you will save all this. Good for you. You have water, you have guns, you have battery, you have your beans, you'll have your meat, and you'll have your beef jerky and pork jerky and chicken jerky and salmon jerky and all this. Good. How long? 1 month? 1 year? How long? 10 years? And you will live in this fear. You won't share your things because the world has come to an end. Nobody has water anymore. Nobody has guns anymore. Nobody has beef jerky anymore. You have all that you have, and you will sit and eat your beef jerky, and you will see all the people drop like flies outside on the street in the fields. What kind of a life is that? How do you live like that? But those people are not here who hear the truth and live in love and share and have peace. They choose fear over faith. So what am I supposed to do? Save the world? Change the world? No. I just hang out with my tribe and breathe and live in peace and experience the love and the oneness.
Beautifully stated. I can agree, and I do the same. I try to stick with my tribe. Those who resonate with me will ride out whatever comes, because no matter how ugly it may be out there, I'll be all right. I do believe that I'll be divinely guided. I like to say that if a carton of eggs somehow tomorrow becomes $40, I'll be grateful for being able to afford $40 eggs, somehow. Now, not being delusional, just understanding that it's my perspective, right?
Yes. So here is the thing, okay? And maybe you don't eat eggs. Maybe you eat garbanzo beans, you know, right? You get to choose. Hang up, but, live in that love, live in that gratitude, and don't live in fear. Because if you're living in fear and enjoying your eggs, and your neighbor comes and says, oh, you have eggs, can I have one? No, I can't give you my eggs because this is the only eggs I have, and I spent $40. You get your $40 and you get your own eggs. And that hen can only lay one egg at a time. What are we going to do? So those who live in fear, they live in fear out of choice, and that's fine. It's their choice because they have as much permission to evolve, and that is the choice they are making. I cannot change anyone or the world or save anyone or the world,
How
but
would
let
you
my
address someone who tells you, look at the facts, look at this, I'm drowning in this debt, the financial system is about to crash, and I barely have anything to survive with? Why are you telling me this and this? Like, how would you get them out of that? I mean, they
no.
are going based off of their reality today. And so, in order for them to pivot into self love and love this, love that, it's quite a journey in it itself, no?
But they don't come on my door and knock and ask me to get them into self-love. No, they are holding on to their truth. And if they are going to challenge me, and I'm going like, no, I'm not here for a conversation. I'm not here for a discussion. I'm not here to argue with you. You hold to your truth. And if it is serving you, more power to you. You hold on to your truth and let it be your reality. But if somebody signs up with me and says, Keya, I have lived with this unpleasantness, unwholesomeness, and now I want to work with you so you can help me get into that space. Then we start a conversation. Then we start the journey. But if somebody is going to challenge me and try to convince me that my truth is false and their truth is truth, and I'm like, okay, sure. My truth is false to you, and I'm completely fine with that. Like when I was in Sedona, I was enjoying those people. I was having an internal confetti party, but externally, I was like, yeah, more power to you, people. You deserve to have oceanfront properties too, not just the wealthy Californians who live on oceanfront over here. Everybody deserves that if that is what they want.
You've mentioned the date September 13th in specific. Is that a date going based off of
Yeah,
astrology? Is
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's when, like today is the day when the three Earth, Sun, and Sirius are not going to be aligned anymore. So, the we call, for human language, we say like the Lion's Gate portal is closing. But what came out of this for me, like I have been calling myself for a few months now. I don't know how many months, maybe late last year or whatever, that I'm the vessel and I'm the the channel, and I've been calling myself the intuitive alchemist. But what came up for this Lionsgate portal for me, right? That I am the portal. But that is my truth. If somebody comes and says, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" I'm not here to justify who I am to you, to anyone. I just claim that I am the portal because the force flows through me. And I know it flows through everyone. It flows through you and it flows through everyone on the planet. But some people are claiming it, some are not. And so it's okay.
I wanted to bring something up with you to see your perspective. So,
Mm-hmm,
I've been having a conversation with a few of my tribe members, right? And
mm-hmm,
the topic of, is everyone merely a reflection of you? Like, so everyone is who everyone is. Everyone, we are co creating with another soul. But who
mm-hmm.
we are interacting with, do you believe that we are interacting with a pure version of ourselves? Because there's a theory that everyone is a reflection of ourselves. So we are constructing that perspective, that I guess that person and how we perceive them into our reality. But they are not that person. They are the perception of what we feel that they are.
Yes, you're right. See, it goes back to the Rig Veda. Rig Veda, 18th chapter, 64th verse says, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the creator. So there are four commandments in Hinduism or in the Sanatan Dharma. We don't say Hinduism. Hinduism is an English word. We say we are Sanatan Dharmis, okay? Or those who follow the eternal way of life. Sanatan means that, dharma means the way. Okay. There are many meanings for dharma. For this conversation, let's call it the way of life, the eternal way of life. So the Sanatan Dharmis, we have four commandments. Like, in Christianity, there are the 10 commandments. We have four commandments. Our first commandment is, I am the creator. The second commandment is, you are that what I am. So you are the creator too. You're exactly what I am. So if I see myself as a healer, so when I look at you, I see you as a healer. If I see myself as a parent, I see you as a parent. And some people may be like, but kids, do you care for anyone on the planet ever? Yeah. Then you are their parent when you are around them or when you think of them. So it is like that. You cannot see in others what you don't have within yourself. I can only see you through the filters, through my internal filters. And you can only see me through your internal filters. So your tribe that you hang out with, why? Opposites attract, okay? But likes stick together. No, like attracts, but opposites stick together. So you are all bouncing off of each other. And this is a safe space for you, because that is why, because human beings are social creatures. We are not rhinoceros or the snow leopard or the tiger. We are not lonely creatures. We are social creatures. We need each other. And so the tribe that you hang out with are your reflection, are your projection. But trust me, because you came together and you are together doesn't mean it is forever. Either you will leave or they will leave. Nothing stays the same forever, because that is the third law of universe, the dynamic nature. No, everything is impermanent because everything is growing. You don't step into the same river twice. Why? Because you have changed, so has the river. The river is a flowing river.
You
Like
know,
the
I
go ahead.
wanted to give you the stage to allow yourself to freely flow because I believe that we hold some cool conversations. So I'll give it up to you. What would you like to talk about?
Okay, so I will say one more thing. Okay, in India, we say namaste. We say namaste when we greet each other. And what does namaste mean? Namaste means two things. One is nama te. Nama means I bow. Te means you. I bow to you. And the other thing it means is na ma te, not me, you. So my presence, my existence is validated through your presence. So when I say namaste, it means not me, you. I exist only because you are present here right now. That is what we mean when we say namaste. So
You
do you
know,
see the
the
oneness? Do you see the
I
oneness in
definitely
that?
do.
Mhm. Go ahead.
I was having a conversation with my son and he said something about annoying. Oh, something is annoying me, right? And it hit
Mhm.
me that the phrase annoying is that if a person is annoying you, it's because they know you, right? So they
Mhm.
are striking you in a certain way. So it's interesting how that word now has taken on a whole life of its own within my head when I hear the word annoying. Like it's very interesting because the only way that you can annoy me is if I have some kind of trigger within me that somehow you are now
Mhm.
able to control.
Exactly. This encapsulates the entire conversation we had so far. Yes. What annoys you is the thing within you, because we hold the mirror for each other, right? And when I'm looking at the mirror, I don't like what I see. So I start cleaning the mirror. Instead, I need to go wash my face. They are annoying me. Yeah, because the dirt is on your face. The dirt is within you that you need to work through. And you don't
Do
want
you
to do
believe
that and you want to blame everyone else. Yeah, do I believe? Sorry.
Do you believe that in a sense our reality is somewhat scripted?
Scripted by who?
I guess that's a whole other question in itself.
Mhm.
Do we come pre-planned to experience certain themes in our lives?
We make choices. We make choices. And based on those choices, we make decisions. And based on those decisions, we take actions. And based on those actions, either again, we choose to follow through or to discard. So, who does the scripting of your so called life? You, because Aham Brahmasmi, remember? You are the creator of your destiny. You are the creator of your reality. So that script is, just think about it, Senflo. When you wake up in the morning, do you have a script, or your life, is it an improv? Your life is an improv. You're constantly improvising. You don't know how the day will show up. Your client may cancel on you. You might have an emergency booking. Something may happen.
I guess you can say that yes, it's improv, but in a way, if we don't catch ourselves mentally, it becomes a script that we follow day to day, though, right? Because
Yeah.
I'll give
And
you an
isn't that
example.
sad?
Go ahead.
Isn't that sad that every day you do the same thing and one day you grow old and you die? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
is
it's not
very
easy
sad.
for some to get out of that. It's really not easy for some to get out of that,
Yeah,
unfortunately. It's
because
just,
true, true. It is not, because they are young souls. If it is your first time on planet Earth as a human, of course it's hard. Who said it's easy? Even for old souls, do you think it's easy? Like if you, If you have to choose between giving the egg to your son or your brother's son, you'll be like, "Ah, but my son," right? It is not, but you'll be like, honey, I'll give you something, and you'll give him a chocolate, or you'll give him a candy, or you'll give him some garbanzo. He says, see, this is also yellow. It looks like an egg, and you'll trick him. It's not easy. Every time you make choices, it's so hard. It's not easy. Even for the evolved ones, even for the enlightened beings, it's not easy. They don't like anyone to suffer. I mean, Jesus went on the cross, for crying out loud. Why? Couldn't he save himself? Absolutely, he could. But he wanted the game to play out. He knew his work was done. His mother had taken over. She was a 50-year-old woman who just lost her son, and she's the first evangelical person who spread Christianity because all his friends were lost. And she is the woman who came in, the goddess mother. She came in and she said, your friend's life is not in vain. Now we are going to take his message and spread it all over the world. And they walked on feet, and they got on boats, and they rode donkeys. That woman did it. Can you imagine at 50, you lose your son, your grown ass son? Yeah, but she did it. And nobody talks about her.
Some believe that he never died, right? I
Which is
tend to
also,
believe that
well, now you are going into some other territories. That is what I know, because in India, there is history. In Kashmir, there is history. We have it exists in Kashmir. Okay, there is a grave, which is a Jewish grave, which is not a Muslim grave. Because Muslim grave, when you're buried in a certain direction. The Jewish people don't bury in that direction. They bury in another direction. And the grave of Christ is in Kashmir. Yes. And one of my friends, she has been there. Yeah. And he, and there's a place close by, which is called Maridastan, which means the land of Mary, because Mary also came and joined her son later on. And the person who's buried over there was 74 years old when he died.
hmm.
Yeah.
What is the Hindu perspective of Jesus?
Hindus have no perspective of Jesus. We don't mess with other people's religion. We respect everyone's religion.
Not even in a personal stance. Is the character Jesus maybe labeled on a different name expressed in your Texas, in the Hindu Texas?
Yes, Isa. His
Isa.
Indian name is Isa. His name is not Jesus. His name is Isa. So in India, we call Jesus as Isa Masiha because he was a prophet and he was Isa. He came to India. He lived in India, according to Indians. Okay, let's not talk about the religious people, okay? We don't want to get into a fight with them, like the religious leaders. But we know that he came. He was in Puri, he was in Banaras because he was this benevolent being. He was a being of light. He was a being of love. He was a being of peace. He was all about oneness. So the pundits, the Brahmins who were keeping everything like very secretive and stuff like that. And he went and he learned everything because he already knew the truth. And he was sharing it with the regular people. And of course, the pundits now wanted to kill him. So 16 years later, he left. So when he was 13, like for 16 years in the Bible, there is no mention of Jesus from 13 to 29. So those years he lived in India. There's a Silk Route, right? He lived in Tibet. Mm-hmm. There are scrolls in Leh, in the monastery, which still has all his information. And so Isa was in India. Mm-hmm.
I'm a believer that there were multiple, numerous people like Jesus that came during that time for whatever reason, right? I guess to save the world. I think that maybe Jesus was the poster child in a way, and that can come off a bit offensive for those who follow his work closely. Uh, but I don't really place soul power into just that one being, right? I use it as an example, right? Because I think that during the time that Jesus came, I think we're kind of experiencing that now, where we have specific beings in this earth that have come tapped in with some higher knowledge to come and, I guess, quote unquote, save the world, right? Or maybe Jesus didn't come to save the world. He was just showing us, look, I can do this and you could do it too. But I don't think that he was the only one. I do believe, I don't have any evidence, of course. I'm just kind of going based off of my intuition. But I believe that if history repeats itself, just like today, we have numerous people. We don't have just one Jesus, right? We have
Mm-hmm.
Christ coming in stronger with stronger light within certain individuals to come and shine the light upon us.
Mm-hmm. And shine through us. Shine through us. Never forget that.
Yeah. Well, Kay, I just kind of wanted to just BS on the mic with you. I think you are a wealth of knowledge. I love hearing your voice. I love hearing your perspective. There was no real agenda. I just thought to myself, you know what? We always talk. Let me go ahead and pop you on, and I'll pick your brain. You kind of got me really intrigued when you were talking about September 13th. So we'll hope for the best. Whether that's in the economy or in the world stage, however, however, we hope for the best. Um, and I
It's
guess, do
going
you
to
have
get
any
worse.
words?
Yeah, it's going to
You
get
think
worse.
so?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it's.
Let's get
We
into
have
that.
not.
I kind of wanted some fear mongering, so bring it on.
No, 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 no. But okay, see, let's say that a mosquito bites you, and right away you're like, a mosquito bit, it's itchy, it's scratchy, And then you put some calamine or aloe or whatever, and the next morning, and you go off to sleep, right? You're good. Or you take an anti-allergy, whatever, you go off to sleep. And the next morning you're like, damn, this thing, and the whole day you're just touching it and you're fiddling with it and you're touching, and everybody tells you, leave it alone, leave it, don't do anything. I'm talking from personal experience. But unconsciously your hand is always going over there, and it gets worse and it gets worse because we don't leave things alone. Things get worse because everything has a life cycle. Think about it. Everything has a life cycle. We have not peaked yet. So before things get better, they will get worse. But this is what's going to happen. As it is getting worse, the brave will get braver, the strong will get stronger, and of course the weak will get weaker. So you get to choose. Are you going to be the brave one or the weak one? Are you going to be the strong one, or are you going to be like the fearful one? So whoever you choose to be, you will become more of that. There's a truth out there. Like people talk about money, right? Because money is tangible, right? There's money. And if you don't want it to get worse, this is all I will say: do nothing. Just be the samurai. Just be the samurai. Just mind your business and do what you need to do. And don't talk about anything. Don't hang out with anyone controversial. Don't do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing. And don't do anything for the kicks of it. Oh, I'm going to roll my window down and see if somebody puts a torch in it or not. No, no, no. Don't give the bad people any chances. When I say bad people, people are not bad, but sometimes people do bad stuff. People are not evil, but sometimes people do evil stuff. Okay. So I don't think there's anyone who's bad on the planet. I truly, truly, truly don't believe with every fiber of my being. But people do stuff that are not good. That I agree. So if you don't want it to get harder for you, just pick the samurai way. Just mind your business right now. What do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? Don't even think of what do I need to do next, because next is like you're going 2 steps ahead. What do I need to do now? Just think about it. Fear comes from stretching your imagination. Oh, what will happen out there? You're thinking of the fourth and the fifth and the seventh and the 10th and the 15th step. That's where the fear is. Fear is not in the now. In the now, you cannot, no one can feel fear in the now. Because now everything is fine. But you're thinking, worrying about something else in the future, the unknown, the unseen, the unexperienced. And you wonder, what will happen to my stocks? What will happen to my kids? What will happen to my cows? What will happen to my rent? What will happen to my car? You so out there, but right thing, right now, everything is okay. So when you are in the now is the now. It's the present. The past is a memory. The future is uncertain. Live in the now. and you're cool. You're good. 'Cause that's all you can do is live in the now.
Yeah, easier said than done, but definitely I
It
do my
is very
best.
easy. No,
This is not.
it's a practice, honey. It's a practice. It's a practice. You always return to your breath, always return to your cushion, always return to your feet. Where are my feet? Are my feet in the, and that is why God gave us, if you believe in God, God gave us this body. That is why you have a body, and the body breathes. Every time you return to your breath, you return to your body, because the body is not in the future. Body is not in the body, is only in the present. So keep your mind tethered to your body and you'll be fine. But if you leave your mind and let it run wild, then of course it's always in the past or in the future. Regrets of the past and worries of the future. But keep your breath, use your breath as the anchor to keep your mind to tethered to your body. It's very easy. The body is breathing. Just be mindful of your breath.
60 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm. You remember, and then that 1 hour is good.
I have been implementing it. It's been helping, just 60 seconds whenever I can, out of the shower, 60 seconds real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been having to do it first thing in the morning because for whatever reason, like these past couple of days, I wake up and my mind is just running, like running, all these different like crazy thoughts that they don't make any sense. They're just like not sure what it is. It kind of seems like I don't know. I don't know. I just have so many thoughts when I wake up. I can't even have the time to even go back in my thoughts and think of my dreams. I've been finding it hard to even meditate, so I have to go and ground a little extra long, Um,
Mm-hmm.
but when I do breathe, it does calm down. 60 seconds and just take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can repeat
You know,
another 60-second cycle after the first 60 seconds. You can.
well, now we're at 120 seconds. I don't know about all that. I got a lot to do.
I know you got a lot to do, right? Why not breathe while you do? Because you're anyway breathing while you're doing. Just keep your attention on your breath while you're doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was definitely something very short notice for us to do. And of course, daddy duty's right around the corner for me. But I want to thank you for just squeezing this time in just for us to kind of just chit chat a little bit on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we'll close it off like this. Is there anything else you'd like to let the audience know?
Yeah, know who you are. And when you forget, have your friend remind you who you are. Like I have to keep reminding myself, I am the portal, you know? I am who I am.
I think that's wonderful. I am who I am, and that is good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, yeah,
All
thank you
right,
very
my dear.
much.
All right, my dear. Go enjoy your
We
daddy
will
duties. Yes.
we will speak very soon and we'll do a part three sometime down the line.
All right. Okay. Take care.
Okay, much
Blessings.
love. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
much love. Bye.